But let's just revisit this story briefly. It says Mansa Musa reigned circa 1312 to 1337, was the ninth Mansa of the Mali Empire, which reached its territorial peak during his reign. He was extremely wealthy. It has been suggested that he was the wealthiest person in history, but the extent of his actual wealth is not known with any certainty. Now, they love this story, but let's break it down a little more. It says, it is known from local manuscripts and travelers' accounts that Mansa Musa's wealth came principally from the Mali Empire controlling and taxing the trade in salt from northern regions, and especially from gold panned and mined in the gold-rich regions to the south. Bambuk, Wangara, Bure, Galam, Tagasa, and other such kingdoms over many centuries. Over a very long period, Mali had created a large reserve of gold. Mali is also suspected to have been involved in the trade in many goods such as ivory, slaves, spices, silks, and ceramic. However, presently, little is known about the extent or mechanics of these trades. At the time of Musa's ascension to the throne, Mali in large part consisted of the territory of the former Ghana Empire, which Mali had conquered. The Mali Empire consisted of land that is now part of Guinea, Senegal, Mauritania, the Gambia, and the modern state of Mali. It says, Musa went on Hajj to Mecca in 1324. Wait, Mecca where? It says, traveling with an enormous entourage and a vast supply of gold en route, he spent time in Cairo. Cairo where? Where his lavish gift giving is said to have noticeably affected the value of gold in Egypt and garnered the attention of the wider Muslim world. Stop. We could read the rest of that later, but I want to rewind that a little bit for right now. It says Musa went on Hajj to Mecca in 1324. Did you know there was a Mecca, USA? Mecca? Did you know there was a Mecca, California? Mecca, California? It says en route, he spent time in Cairo. Cairo, Illinois, or what? Because it's not saying here. Now, this is a great example of us thinking we already know. I mean, where? Mecca where? See, this is a good example of us thinking we already know the truth. So let's dig a little deeper. But if you look below the surface, you'll see there's more than one place called Mecca. And you'll see that there's more than one place called Cairo. If you look up Cairo on the map, the people there call it Cairo. So are they wrong for the pronunciation, or are we wrong for the pronunciation? They're in a place, again, this is known as Little Egypt. There's a place here called Egyptian Hill, near Cairo, the same place that Mansa Musa supposedly traveled to. Now, we don't know if he's talking about Cairo, Egypt, or Cairo, USA, or is it the same place? We've yet to figure that out. So this is what we're doing. And if you look up Mecca, USA on the map, you'll see that it's in California. It's near a place known to have been the Red Sea. And that's just quite the coincidence. And that might not be enough for you if you still on the fence pertaining to the subject of Mansa Musa. But when you look at it like this, some strange things might pop out. I just showed you the Trail of Tears. Now let's look at the path of the homage of Mansa Musa. Might not see any similarity, but let me walk you through it. Again, he left from the Mali Empire. They say he traveled through Cairo, Egypt, across the Red Sea into Mecca. You see that right here. It's illustrated right here. And now you would think that he would have left a trail of gold with all the gold that they said he had and the people carried. You know, he offset some of the economy in some places. So this should definitely be traceable. So then we're looking for a trace of gold. We're looking for a trail of gold here. And you just might find one if you flip this over, factor in the Trail of Tears, flip that over, factor in what I told you about the gold teeth, and look at the Trail of Tears, and you'll notice a pattern. Look at that right there. It's just like I told you, most people that got gold teeth are black people from either in this area, this whole area right here, this whole area got the most people with gold teeth in the world. How much you want to bet? Do I got to pull up the numbers to show you? So like I said, up through here, all the way out through here, and up and down through here. So this might actually be a better representation of the path that Musa traveled. He probably traveled from down in Florida somewhere up to New York and somewhere in that region, across this way and down into Mecca right here. You see that right in your face. So we got to look at this stuff again. So instead of a trail of tears right here, is it a trail of tears or is it a trail of gold? I guess we shall soon see. And a lot of people might not realize, but Musa and music is rooted in the same word. And that brings me to my next bullet point or topic or proof of our heritage, proof that music is part of our heritage. Rhythm and blues also follows this same pattern, this same trail of entertainers, actors, musicians, artists, and maybe that has something to do with why everybody goes out to California to this day to become famous. It must be some sort of relation. Rhythm and blues and indigenous American heritage go hand in hand. They are inseparable. That's one of the things that was on the list of things that the people came over here looking for when they came over here looking for us. Our ancestors was known for having the best drums, and we still known for having the best drums to this day. Anybody listen to rap music? Oh, wait, you mean everybody listens to rap music? Oh, well then I'd say maybe that's proof. Indigenous Americans were known for how well they dance. Black Americans are still known for being the best dancers to this day. There might be a correlation. The voice of the people. Black people are still known to be the best singers to this day. They always have been. Our ancestors always have been. And see, these are things that we inherited from our ancestors and cannot be taken from us. And that's why we need to know this, because they know this about us, even if we don't know ourselves. And so we should be proud of our heritage. It's a very powerful thing. We were entrusted with this so that one day, hopefully, we will see the light. And hopefully, one day we will. And I'm going to end this part of the series on this note. Soul food. When you think of soul food, it's synonymous with black folks, no doubt. We got a whole style of cooking named after black people. So this is probably not something that came about through slavery or forced into doing something. This is something that came about out of love. And that's why it's become world renowned. Anywhere you go, somebody gonna know something about soul food, because we've become the best at cooking these items in this way. Now, the whole thing about barbecue comes directly out of the pages of the Bible when they talking about burnt sacrifice. Now, they attribute it to this, that, and whoever, but it does not usurp the Bible, does not supersede the Bible. That's where they got that from. It does not supersede the Bible. That's where barbecue comes from, burnt offering. And you see black folks doing this right now to this day, even if they don't know it themselves. Just think about cornbread. Just cornbread in itself could make my whole case in point.